You're our first vampire. Gonna have to give me a minute here. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed.
Here we go.
Slight reset.
Quiet.
Sounds good.
And action.
I was looking to do another series after 6 Feet Under ended, and I saw this book, it said Dead Until Dark, and the tagline was, maybe having a vampire for a boyfriend wasn't such a great idea. And I thought, that sounds fun, so I started reading it, and I could not put it down.
God damn it, Bill! How many times do I have to tell you, do not do that?
I'm sorry, it wasn't intentional. I just got here.
What I loved about it was that it was very funny, it was very scary, very sexy and romantic, and it had a lot of really interesting things to say about what it's like to be other than mainstream.
Trust me, you do not want to get mixed up with vampires.
What's so exciting about it is that it takes the vampire myth and makes it really accessible. I think True Blood deals with issues of racism and sexism, homophobia, and disease. You know, it deals with a lot of really interesting, big issues in a really fun, offhanded way.
I don't know why everyone's getting their panties in a wad about some stupid vampire.
It takes place in a small town in northern Louisiana called Bon Temps. In the present, but in a world where vampires have come out of the coffin. They have made their presence known to humans. They're lobbying for rights.
We pay taxes. We deserve basic civil rights just like everyone else.
True Blood, in addition to being the name of the show, is also the name of a synthetic blood product, which serves as sustenance for vampires.
What you want?
May I have a bottle of O negative, please?
It doesn't do anything for humans, but it keeps vampires alive so they don't have to go killing people.
The books are incredibly entertaining. You can kind of step into this slightly strange place where all kinds of sort of supernatural things are real and are just a part of the everyday life.
I'd seen American Beauty and I had watched 6 Feet Under. It was obvious to me that Alan was a guy that had a vision and would get the subtext of the books and carry it through.
There's something kind of mystical about, you know, the swamps of Louisiana. There's something murky and mysterious, and it feels far and foreign, unless you're from Louisiana, in which case it feels perfectly at home.
Nice to see you. Bon Temps is a small town where everyone kind of knows everyone, and everyone knows everyone's parents and grandparents, and we've all sort of lived there forever, and it's very close-knit. I'm fine, Arlene.
They've never really had a vampire that they know of until Bill Compton arrives in town. He meets Sookie Stackhouse, who works as a waitress at Merlot's Bar and Grill. She's a telepath. She can hear people's thoughts.
Man, I cannot wait to get the hell out of this podunk town.
Well, make sure you do, and before it's too late, because every year you wait, you just get more and more stuck here. Believe me, I know.
How'd she know what I was thinking?
I was dying to do it. It was so different from anything I'd ever done, and so out there, and I just fell in love with the characters.
We have assembled a really great group of actors, and sort of the central role of Sookie is Anna Paquin.
You don't like not being able to control people, do you? She's so strong but fragile and so sort of immediate in how she responds to things. There's not a lot of sort of filter.
Aren't you afraid to be out here alone with a hungry vampire?
No. It's a love story. She's met her first vampire. She falls for him. They start a relationship, and this is the first relationship she's ever been in.
We have a British actor named Stephen Moyer, who is playing the vampire Bill. I had a lot of people come in and read for Bill and do a lot of very familiar vampire mannerisms, and I've always seen Bill as kind of a tragic hero. I mean, this is a man who, when he was 30 years old, was made vampire on his way home from the Civil War, and he had to say goodbye to his wife and his children and his life as a human. He's different from a lot of the vampires we encounter in the story in that he wants to retain his humanity. He wants to be a good man.
I wanted to make sure that you were safe.
He has this moral dilemma within him where he doesn't want to be the vampire that he was. He wants to try and live with the humans as opposed to against them.
Hey, Sam, is my sister here?
Sookie's brother Jason is being played by Ryan Quanten.
Jason views the world, or sees the world, as his bedroom.
And what time you get off work?
Jason has a little bit of a sexual compulsion. Women are so available to him that it's going to take him to some dark places.
You have no idea what I've been through since last night. The script was phenomenal. It's just a fantastic character for me to play. I guess any inhibitions I had before starting the show are now completely sort of disappeared.
Do not snap at me. I have a name, and that name is Tara. And isn't that funny? A black girl being named after a plantation. No, I don't think it's funny at all. In fact, it really pisses me off that my mama was either stupid or just plain mean.
You can read the script and she can come off as just all attitude. And when I read it, I knew there was something behind that. And so I want to make sure that the stuff that's underneath, that stuff that makes your character come to life, that's the stuff that I wanted to try to bring out. And it's very challenging because you get amped up and you're just screaming your head off. And you have to realize that, wait a minute, why am I screaming? Where is this coming from? My life sucks.
Tara, don't you be feeling sorry for yourself? That's just lazy.
But why can't I keep a job?
Maybe because you can't keep your mouth shut.
Bitch, who asked you?
Tara is Sookie's oldest friend. They've grown up in the same house practically because my mother's dead, her mother's a big old drunk, and my grandmother's been the sort of safe place for both of us.
Sookie and Tara's friendship is important because I think as young girls, they were both sort of the outcasts. Sookie and Tara sort of found each other and have always been a sort of refuge for each other.
So what's a fine girl like you doing sitting here all by herself?
I'm watching my fool cousin trying to hit on the straightest man here.
He's different from everybody else. That's what I would describe him as. He would describe himself as fabulous and sexy and all that and more.
You're wearing gold pants.
I think one of his tactics to be who he wants to be is to just bombard people with him. I'm gonna give you all of me and everything I want to be and a little bit extra, so just accept it.
Sookie,
Sam?
you want me to wait with you until...
Go home, Sam.
Sam Trammell is playing Sam Merlock.
Night.
Sam is just a really good guy. I'm talking about both the actor and the character. Actually, there's a part of you that wants Sookie to turn to Sam because he's right there and he's a good guy and he's really in love with her.
He's a mysterious guy, and he is and he is not who he seems to be. And as the show goes on, you sort of find out some pretty intense secrets about him.
It's also quite interesting because I'm English, Anna's from New Zealand, Ryan's from Australia, Rutina is from Vegas, Sam is from the South originally. That's quite a big mix of people, and we're all playing Southerners. I think that says a lot about Alan and his faith in who he's cast.
The one unifying thing about vampires in this world is that they are dangerous.
What's a fang banger? A vampire groupie? Men and women who like to get bitten. Monsters.
Vampires find humans intensely attractive because humans have blood.
There's human blood on True Blood, and there's vampire blood on True Blood. The human blood is more brightly colored, more like you would see when you prick your finger. Vampire blood is very dark and very thick.
I want to be a vampire.
You won't be. God damn it, Sookie, do you want to live or not?
Vampire blood is a very volatile, organic drug. In this world, it is the hottest drug around. In large doses, it can heal people who have been brutally injured or who are sick. It can also make you go mad.
You should have taken him home.
I just need some V-juice. I need it bad. My body is starting to hurt, and I just need to get it in me.
V-juice is like the best drug out there. It's a super duper aphrodisiac for humans. It also enhances all the senses.
Is this sausage different from what you usually make? No. It's delicious. It's like I can close my eyes and I can see the farm the pig lived on and feel the sun and the rain on my face and even taste the earth that the herbs grew out of.
We've decided to approach the supernatural not as if it's something that exists outside of nature. It actually is a deeper form of nature.
One of the things I'm most proud of was the actual design of the vampire teeth. They were modeled after snake teeth, where they unfold from the back palate of the mouth. What we did to aid the digital guys is we created a mechanical model where the teeth actually did this in live action.
For me, what's really challenging and fun is to figure out how to make the vampires vampiric without it being too stereotypical or just gothy or just scary. It's interesting to not make the vampires too over the top.
Our vampires, the day that they are turned, is where they've been locked into time. Bill is our hero vampire. We pale him out, and then we do this wonderful kind of burgundy shadow around his eyes and hollows out his eyes and makes him have that little glint in his eyes. Everybody has different challenges, and that's what's so much fun. I never quite know what's going to show up the next morning.
One of the things we're doing here is setting up a burn on a house here in Shreveport, Louisiana, that is a vampire nest.
We were shown a house and it said, oh, you can burn this one for $300. We found out that it used to be a whorehouse at one time. Also a crack hangout. That was about all the information we ever got.
All right, folks, here we go. Action.
The scene is that the three country guys come out with Molotov cocktails to throw inside the house, start it on fire, and you'll find out why.
I'm a novelist and a short story writer, and I've always written about fires. So to see a real house burning that I visualized first was phenomenal.
We let it burn about 3 minutes, and then we called it and had the fire department come in. The house couldn't collapse and fall down to ashes because they have to pull coffins out in the aftermath.
What we got here is we're dressing some of our vampire victims. This is built off of an artificial skeleton. The other bodies you see here are a little bit more complex as they were built out of custom molds and cast in silicone.
There's 4 sets of remains inside 4 coffins.
Oh my God.
We can't let you go in there.
Take your hands off me, Andy Belser, or I swear to God I will kill you.
I'm really trying to avoid all the vampire cliches. I watched just about every single vampire movie. Most of them told me what I don't want to do. I want to avoid the crazy contact lenses. I want to avoid the opera music. I want to avoid the blue light. I'm just really trying to keep it as rooted in nature and in the characters as possible. Every little bit is so perfect.
What are you?
It's a story you've never seen before. It's a world you've never seen before. It's fun, it's sexy, it's dangerous. I think it's a show I would watch. That's the only thing I can do is try to create a show I myself would watch.
Have a nice day now.